Now, another thing that happened in AEW, and this is just unbelievable. So apparently Britt Baker was complaining about MJF in the locker room, and MJF's girlfriend, Alicia Talcott, was there and let MJF know this was going on. And Maxwell went down to the locker room. He didn't barge in. He asked if he could come in. They let him in. And he and Britt apparently got into it. And MJF got so mad he punched a wall. And the whole discussion ended up getting Britt suspended from AEW for a little while. She's still going to be wrestling it All In. But Mercedes Moné even took a little pot shot at it on Dynamite. But this was an intriguing little situation with Britt Baker and MJF, and Britt getting suspended. I mean, I could only imagine what got said in this whole thing, but what a mess that is, Stu, huh?
Look, I'm a huge fan of AEW. But really, I would really love to go a month without hearing about some sort of backstage incident or some sort of controversy. It's starting to become white noise at this point. It's like, okay, who else? Look, we've all been in situations. We don't like all of our coworkers. I get it. That makes sense. But all this stuff, it's like, really, again. And the fact that they suspended Britt but didn't suspend Max, what was said, what was thing? And of course, we'll never hear, we'll never find out. But man, it just feels it's so much.
Just another thing on the pile,
Yeah,
it's like, come on, man, stop.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I think one thing that is interesting for AEW as opposed to WWE is because of the way their corporate structure is with AEW. They have to do things in a little more of a corporate-y manner as opposed to a wrestling manner. Whereas maybe you would handle things in the locker room, you all sit in an office, you talk and work it out, and it's done. Whereas when in a corporate setting like that AEW is under with Jaguars and everything else, when something like this happens, HR is involved, and we've got to do an investigation and everything else, and then it gets all NDAs and the whole thing. And that's a trick, I guess, for AEW being in the situation and the ownership that they're in, Phil.
That is true. I mean, I wish I knew. There's part of me that's like, I wish I knew more about what's going on. I don't want to know more about what's going on. To the same respect that there's been so much rumor, innuendo, what people say and talk about, like if something happened to that level, because again, you've heard that version of the story of things that have happened, and if that's what happened, like that's interesting. Because then what is it that got her suspended and Max didn't get a reprimand? Something to me in my brain, I'm like, something else is up. We're not going to know the rest of the story.
Yeah, and it's very unfortunate because these are two people that are at the center of All In, and the last thing that they needed right now was something like this going down. So, not good.
Hey there, adventure seeker. Ready to unlock incredible hotel deals? Get a free membership and save up to 50%. Stay grand. Spend less. The simplest site. The best unpublished hotel deals. TheTravelShark.com.